We're back in the shop, and today's project is going to be to do an oil change on our Polaris Sportsman 500. This is a 2001 model. Here's the oil change kit we purchased. It comes with 2 quarts of oil, filter, and 1 gasket for the drain plug. First thing we're going to do is loosen off the oil fill cap. Just to let air into the system and let it drain a little quicker. So there, we've done that. And the next, using a 14 mil, we'll remove the drain plug at the bottom of the oil reservoir here. Okay, we'll let that drain for a few minutes. The drain plug does have a magnet on it. Let me see if I can show you. And there is a little bit of debris on there, but not a terrible large amount. So it looks like the engine is in still pretty good condition. There's no big chunks on there, so we'll just wipe that off. And everything should be good there. So next, we're going to remove the oil filter. But first, I'm going to place a couple rags below the filter because I don't know how much oil is going to rush out of there. It'll probably land right on the frame. I'll throw a couple old rags just in the bottom, just to prevent a big mess. All right, that should be just hand tight. We'll see if that's true or not. Yep. All right. Oh, quite a bit of oil's coming out. All right, flip that up. Put that right in the pan. All right, so while we're on this side of the ATV, let's go get that other oil filter prepared. Now this isn't necessary, but I prefer to always pre-fill my filters first. Now, because this is going to be on an angle, you only want to fill it about halfway, or you'll make a mess. If you fill the filter basically up, whoop, like that, let it sit for a few minutes, it will absorb into the filter and be about half full. So you're going to let that sit for a minute, then we'll install it as well. So we're just going to give the filter housing a little wipe down. Make sure there's no dirt or debris on there before we put the new filter on. And we did also check the part number on the new filter versus the old filter, and they are the same. As it should be, but we like to double check. You buy parts online, you don't always know what you're getting. All right, now the oil's sunk into the filter enough that we can install that without spilling any. Oh, one thing I did forget to do is put a little oil on the O-ring of that filter, right along here. If you don't do that, sometimes the filter will get stuck and could even leak a little, so let's do that before we forget. Just pull a little oil out of the filter and rub it along the O-ring. There, that's better. Yeah, it's an important step. All right, put a rag on there and we'll just tighten it up by hand. That's good. Good and tight by hand is tight enough. think the manual says a half a turn after the gasket contacts. So let's put the drain plug back on this side now. The kit that we bought does come with one washer for the drain plug, but we have two drain plugs we're going to be taking out. So this washer looks good. So we're going to leave that alone, and just in case the one on the other side doesn't look quite as good, then we have it. I'll wipe the debris off this as well. And this gets torqued to 14 foot-pounds. Get her snugged up first. All right, I'm gonna go grab the torque wrench. With a torque wrench set at 14 foot-pounds, we'll finish tightening the drain plug. That's it. So the drain plug on the right side of the ATV is a little harder to find and a little harder to get at. If you look right through where your brake lever is, you can see it. I'll just point to it here with a screwdriver. That's it right there. That's also going to take a 14 mil. Have to come up from underneath to get it out, so it's going to be a little bit hard to film, but we'll give it a shot. But anyways, that's where it is. And if when you take that out, you'll get a little less than a cup of oil coming out of there still, because that's in the bottom of the motor. Yeah, we're getting a fair amount of more oil out of that. All right, we'll let that sit for a minute and clean up the plug and get ready to reinstall it. So next is to put the drain plug back in on this side, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a challenge. There's not much room to get in there. Be a little more difficult than taking it out even. Well, let's give it a shot. I might end up knocking the camera around. Wish I could reach in there. Looks like it's going. Yeah. Okay, torque spec on this is also 14 foot-pounds, but there's no way I'm going to get a torque wrench in here, so I'm just going to tighten it until I think it's tight enough. All right, all we got left to do is put some oil in it. There's not much room up there to pour a couple quarts of oil in, so I'm going to pull off the side panel here, see if I can't get myself some more room that way. So hang on just a sec, I'll do that. Pop the seat off. Push this out. Push it down. And the side panel's off. Now I just got to see if I can find a long funnel. I think I found a funnel that will work. So we'll pull the dipstick and the cap off here. Get that out of our way. We'll take these rags out too while we're here. This funnel that will feed down through. Perfect. And like I said earlier, it's supposed to take 2 quarts. Let that drain completely. Open up our other can. Pours a little slow. A little thick. I'll let that sit for a couple minutes. So all that's left is we'll get the side panel back on, start it up, let it run for a minute or two, and then we'll check the oil. All right, we've let it run for a minute. We've checked for leaks. There are none. All we have to do now is check to make sure that the oil is at the right level, and we're pretty much done. Pull that out, wipe it off. If you like this video and found it helpful, give it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to my channel. I've got a bunch more videos on these Sportsmans that we'll have that might help you out. And hitting the subscribe button helps me out. All right, yep, the fluid is perfect. Halfway up the full line. Good enough. Anyways, thanks for watching.